Braves Country Today to not be under the paywall. But we got to have people watching. We got to have people interacting. So share this with your friends. Make sure that everybody is tuning in, because I think we can do it. We want to see the kind of numbers that we see on the games. And so that's my plea to you. Now, we still want you to become a Country Club member. There's going to be other things that we're going to give you as a Country Club member, but we're trying to make this show something that's not under the paywall. So welcome in. I see John in the chat. That's why it popped up today. This wasn't pre-planned. The show was, but originally it was under the paywall, but we put it out there on Facebook. We put it out on YouTube. And thank you, B. Wishing me a happy birthday. Yeah, it's my birthday. My 30th birthday is old enough to drink now, so if it gives you an idea of where we're at. All right. Okay, so what I was hoping, I knew it was hope against hope because just the weird timing of this. But I was hoping that the Braves roster, their starting lineup would be out. I knew it would be unlikelihood. I also want to let y'all know that these shows are going to be on the 20, and we're doing that because that's what the Braves do. They always play at, 7:20. Tonight's weird. Don't ask me why it's not 6:20 and 6:40. I don't understand why they did that. I'm sure they're going to tell you it's because of traffic. But so we're going to do these on the 20, so it's either going to be like a 3:20 or a 12:20, essentially, is what we're going to be doing going forward. I think this Friday we're shooting for 12:20, assuming I can get home in time. I work in the mornings on Friday, and it's not too far from the studio, but it's a close one. So anyways, looking at where we are, look, let's just be honest. Let's go ahead and throw it out here. Okay, let's just throw it out here. Our offense is terrible, man, but we could still win this damn thing. We could still win this thing. We could still win, and not only can we win the division, there is an outside chance that not the division, I'm sorry, the wild card. There is an outside chance that we could finish higher than the last seed, which I would prefer because I really do not want to come into. I don't want to play in Milwaukee. I really don't. That Milwaukee team. If you haven't paid attention to them recently, they're starting to hit. Their bullpen's been phenomenal. Not saying we can't beat them, but I would prefer to stay the hell out of Milwaukee and take our chances in San Diego, and that's not going to be an easy feat either, or somehow Arizona. So to give you an idea where we are at right now is we are going into today's game against the Cincinnati Reds. By the way, that game yesterday, oh my God, the twists and turns of that game. I could not believe that with the count in your favor at 0-2 at 1-2, the one guy that has killed the Braves all weekend long, they hang a hanging slider right into his wheelhouse to Horwitz. Remember, that's the same guy that hit 2 home runs and a double on Saturday night's game. And I'm watching this. I was in the studio. I was doing 100 different things like I have to do on Sundays to get ready for the week. I kept saying it over and over and over. In fact, my wife could hear me. I was like, do not throw inside of this guy because he'd been hammering him. If you got to walk him, I don't give a damn. I'll take my chances with the next guy. Do not. He gets in front, two strikes. All right, just do not hit. And all said, what the hell's going on here? He slams it out of the moment he swung it. I was like, oh my God, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. And I'm not going to lie.
Why are there 2?
I hadn't given up, but I was like, this is not ideal. Our terrible offense is going to go in here after and get a run. Somehow, the Blue Jays did not want to win that series. They kept throwing the ball in the dugout. They did everything they could, and we ended up winning the game 4-3. If you missed the game, y'all, yesterday, it was an exciting game, but one that it never should have gotten to that level. It never should have gotten to that level. It goes into 11 innings. We once again can't get anything across in the first. Now, the only positive side of this, if we do get into the playoffs, we fight our way to the playoffs, you don't have to worry about the Ghost Runner. The Ghost Runner does not exist. Thank you, Gary. The Ghost Runner does not exist in the playoffs. But our fundamentals to get the Ghost Runner over to third and get him in, which is why it was put out there in the first place, they're just putrid. It's probably too late to work on them. I would like to see some real improvement on that next year. That you have guys actually doing bunting in, because it has to go all the way back to the spring training. You can't all of a sudden in August, September say, hey, we need you to try to learn how to throw down a bunt. Because a bunting, if you never played baseball a lot growing up or whatnot, bunting is something you have to work on a lot. And you usually work on it in the off season, and then you fine tune it every week. You'll pick 1-2 days out of the week that you fine tune it. But you can't all of a sudden just start going to bunting school in the middle of the damn season. So we get that win. We won the series, but this offense just is not scoring. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how bad the offense has gotten, to the point where yesterday I'm watching it and I'm like, the first thing that comes to my mind is, this isn't even a major league roster anymore from the offensive side. Playing very good defense, but from the offensive side, it's outstanding pitching. If it wasn't for the pitching, we'd be dead meat. But from the offensive side, you got 2 or 3 guys that are swinging the bat pretty well. The rest of them, they're almost automatic outs. If you're facing these challenges, my biggest thing would be, can we work the damn counts? Can we get the starting pitchers out? Can we wear down their bullpen? Can we fight a little harder? Can we actually work at the plate and not just swing at the first thing we see? So that's the memo on the offense for. It's been going on for a while. They keep saying that there's an outside chance that Whit Merrifield could be back sometime this week, probably closer to the series against the Dodgers when we get back home. I'll tell you what, though, I like the idea. Can we get a little more Eli White at second base? Can we get a little more Eli White at second base? Eli White is athletic as hell. He gives you a good at bat. We haven't seen a huge sample size, but I do know he played second base quite a bit down in the minor leagues. I've never heard anyone come back and say, hey, this guy can't play second. So if he's doing a fine job, and look, Luke may be better as a second baseman defensively, but can we get Eli White to start the game and then go get Luke if we have a lead? Because I'd rather see Eli White have 2 or 3 at bats, and then you can save Luke Williams for a pinch running and then do a double switch. Good to see you, DA, over on the Facebook side. If you're wanting to join in on the other folks watching, it's over on YouTube, and it is Braves Country Radio as well, so we're going live over there as well. There's usually a lot more folks over on the YouTube side. So that would be my biggest thing, is if we could get Eli White to play second, and maybe we'll see it tonight. Once again, the lineups have not come out just yet. But if we could get Eli White playing second, I just feel like it's one less dead spot. First of all, the incredible bunts that he's dropping down. Eli White has been an unsung hero this entire season when he's gotten a chance to play. Yeah, Gary says, think of what our record would be if our offense was clicking. This is one of the worst offenses in baseball since the first month of the season, since the beginning of May. The last time I checked, I haven't checked in the last couple of days, 27th out of 30 teams in baseball in all of the standard metrics. That's how bad it's been. I would say that I would Gainer to take a guess that if you took the last 2 months offensively, we've got to be damn near at the bottom. If we're not 30th, man, we're doing a good job chasing it. But the pitching continues to be excellent. Even on the nights where they don't have it all, they're doing pretty darn good. So I'm really pleasantly surprised by the overall performance of the pitching staff. And there's nothing showing us that it can't. The biggest problem that we have is at the back of our bullpen, because of the loss of A.J. Minter, has gotten much, much shallower. When you look at the pitchers that we currently have, and granted they could pull from wherever. They can grab guys on the farm. It's a expanded roster. But I'm talking about what we've had over the weekend, okay? When you're talking about building Jimenez in the 8th and he hasn't been perfect. Hell, he gave up the 2-run home run. I still say they keep screwing around with Jimenez. Every time they have brought Jimenez in to like the late 7th inning, so 1 or 2 outs left, and then they have him start the 8th, he always runs into trouble. Jimenez is not built like Iglesias. Jimenez needs the one inning, and then he needs to go sit down. He can't give you multiple innings. He has shown it time and time again. I don't know if it's fatigue. I don't know if it's the mental approach. Whatever it is, I don't care at this point. Quit sending him out there for more than a 3-out affair. And he hasn't done exceptionally well when he hasn't started the inning. So essentially, when you're building this, I'm talking about for the playoffs and whatnot, Jimenez needs to be the guy that starts the 8th inning if we have a lead. And then that's it. He's done. And if you can't use Iglesias for whatever reason, you can't go to Jimenez more than that 1 inning. But right now, when we're seeing, so at the time, I don't know, a month or so ago, we were looking really stout at the back end of that bullpen because you had the Minter, Jimenez to Iglesias build. And you could do it a number of ways. You could start with Minter or you could start with Jimenez, but regardless, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. So then you were just trying to spell the 6th inning. And a lot of our starters have been going into the 6th. Now what we have is the big question is who fills that 7th inning role. Dylan Lee is your most likely candidate, but Dylan Lee has not been perfect. Dylan Lee, we had to go get him. But we're going to need guys like Dylan Lee. We're going to need guys like Pierce Johnson. We're going to need all of these guys. We need Grant Holmes to get right. He's been hittable his last couple of times out. And Luke Jackson, damn it, I don't want to see him in any high-leverage situation the rest of the way. We're either up by 8 or down by 8, but I don't want to see him anywhere near. And honestly, it wouldn't hurt me at all to see them have him on the non-active roster. Put someone else in there, give someone else a chance. Brebbia has come in. He's pitched better than damn Luke Jackson has. Aaron Bummer. Everyone wants to kill Bummer. He's been a hell of a lot better than Luke Jackson has. And so that's the takeaway from this weekend as we get ready for what's going to be the one-game series tonight. The one-game series tonight, we hear it's Charlie Morton versus Nick Martinez. Now, Nick Martinez, he's 7-6 with a 3.67 ERA. I mean, he's nothing to sneeze at. We've seen him. He's pitched us well. Charlie Morton is now 8-7 with the 4.24 ERA. But one of the main things I like to take a look at is what have you done for me lately type of thing, right? And so the last 7 games for Charlie Morton, he's got a 4.46 ERA, 36 innings. Nothing really jumps out that says, hey, he's pitched extremely well. But if you do a more recent dive with Charlie Morton, the key to me is this. All right. He went 5 innings his last time out against Colorado, gave up 2 runs. He didn't look great, but he gutted through it. The time before that, he goes up against the Philadelphia Phillies, 5 2/3 in 3 innings. That's not his fault. If you remember, that's the game where they left him in over 100 pitches, and he gave up the 3-run shot on a game after they'd already visited him out the mound. He should have been out of that ball game. So he pitched really well until that was 100% on management. The time before that, it was 2 runs against Washington, pretty solid. Pitched really well against the Angels. I know it's the Angels, but it is what it is. So when you look at his high ERA, what it really is punching to, it's that one outing back in August 8th against Milwaukee where he gave up 8 runs. We got annihilated. It was like 16-4, whatever the hell it was. And so other than that, Charlie's been pretty solid. So I expect him to be solid again tonight. Charlie Morton is going to go up against Nick Martinez. And Nick Martinez, if you look at his numbers, so the last 7 games, he has had an ERA of just under 4, a whip at 1.21, and you're looking at basically Nick Martinez. He is a journeyman pitcher that has found his way into the starting rotation, and he can be gotten to. His last time out against Houston, he held him to 1 run. But the time before that, he gave up 4 runs against Milwaukee. What, 5 innings? The outing before that, he went just 3 innings, gave up 1 run. But then the time before that, he gave up 6 runs. So it's almost like he's taking turns every other damn time out. He has had a good outing, and then he's turned around and had a bad outing. And we've seen Nick Martinez in the past as he has been a journeyman pitcher. So these Braves hitters will have some experience again. Once again, Cincinnati has not been scoring a lot of runs. So as far as that game tonight, we might get a real low-scoring head knocker. You look at the next series, and this is the key, because I'm basically treating this as all one series. We got tonight's game in Atlanta at 6:40, and then we go on the road for just a really weird 2-game road trip. I mean, what the hell is Major League Baseball doing? But anyways, before they screwed around with the schedule because of the rain out, tonight was supposed to be an off day, and then we were supposed to go on a 2-day road trip, and then begin the Dodger series on Friday. So we have the game tonight. We got 2 games Tuesday, Wednesday. Both of those are 6:45. Tonight's 6:40. So just note that. And then the Friday night through Monday night series, those games are all 7:20 except Sunday's ESPN, 7 o'clock. So they're all night games. So with that being said, we're still in discussion on whether or not we're going to do the chat on Monday. The chat on Sunday, or we're going to do it on Saturday. We're going to do it one of those 2 days, and whichever one we don't do, we'll end up doing the play-by-play. But we're having to look at the schedule. We want to see what we're going up against, because going up against, if it's a big-time college football game, it's almost a moot point to try to go up against it. But anyways, we'll figure that out later in the week. When we're looking at with the Washington series, we've got Gore versus Raylo and Max Fried versus Jake Irvin. Now, Jake Irvin pitched a really damn good game against us last time we saw him. And for that matter, Gore pitched well. I mean, I don't know if they're pitching well or we're just so inept that we can't hit our way out of a wet paper sack. But I expect those to be low-scoring games. Then we welcome in the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have been banged up with some injuries, but they're getting guys back. We will see Yamamoto. Great. We'll see Buehler. Hopefully he continues to flounder. He has not been great. We'll make him look like Cy Young. Flaherty's been really good, but we'll get into that series on Friday's show. But Raylo and Gore is Tuesday night's matchup. Max Fried and Irvin is Wednesday night's matchup. You at least got to get a split there. You really hope that you can sweep. See, we got any comments or questions? We need Snit's experience more than ever now, over 50 years. He needs to rely on what he's learned and use it. He hasn't learned much, I'll tell you what. He continues to make god-awful calls with the bullpen. I'm sure he's a fine in-clubhouse manager. I know everybody loves him. But Brian Snitker continues to pull the wrong trick. And so here's something else. And I know they're going to, look, I understand they're going to blame it on the analytics department. But there's got to be a point in time where Brian Snitker gets to change that damn lineup to what he wants to say. And I'm going to go off of yesterday's lineup because blood was coming out of my ears. My head was about to explode. I look at this lineup, going up against a righty. What the hell is Sean Murphy doing batting fifth? What is he doing batting fifth? And don't tell me, you had the game-winning single. Yeah, the infield was drawn in, and if it wasn't, it would have been another routine double play. Mr. Double Play cannot be hitting fifth. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't care who's out of the lineup. He shouldn't be hitting higher than eighth. Orlando Arcia should be hitting above him. Because everything he does, it bangs it into the ground. It's and to the left side. It's an automatic 5-4-3 or 6-4-3 double play. He runs like his legs are stuck in grits. And he's bringing nothing to the party. Something's got to give with that. Something has got to give. Yesterday's lineup was Harris, Soler, and I know when right before Merrifield got hurt, they were putting Soler in the fifth spot. Put him back down in the damn fifth spot. I don't care who you put at the 2 spot. Put him in the 5 spot, take a little pressure off him, and then also give a thumper behind Matt Olson. Because if I'm a pitcher, right-handed pitcher, I am pitching around Matt Olson to get to Mr. Double Play Murphy. He is just an absolute disaster back there at the plate right now. He's okay defensively. He's not what we were told. We were sold a bill of goods that he was going to be elite. Now he's okay. He's not terrible, but it comes off as terrible because we were told that he was going to be like the next Johnny Bench walking through the door, and he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't even been the next Johnny Manziel. Sean Murphy needs to be much lower in the order. When Travis is behind the plate, he belongs up in the 5 spot or somewhere in that neighborhood. Hell, if he hits tonight, put Travis at the 2 spot, put Soler down at the 5 spot, and let's go. I know Travis doesn't run well, but he's normally he gives you much more professional at bats. Every once in a while he'll get into one, but he's just a better hitter than Sean Murphy. And I would like to see, now if I was building the lineup tonight, and once again I don't believe it's come out. I'm going to refresh real quick before I say this. Here it is. God dog it. Sean Murphy's in there again, and he's batting 5th. I mean, if you beat a dog, it learns, right? Am I right? They keep putting him in the 5 hole, automatic out. Anyways, it's pretty much the same lineup from yesterday. It's Harris, Soler, Ozuna, Olson, Sean Murphy, Jerry Kelenic, Urshela, Arcia, Williams. It's the same exact lineup from yesterday. What did we get? 1 run through 8 innings? Their analytics department that helps build this lineup is a disaster. A disaster. I don't think they watch the games. I think they literally look at exit velocity. That's what they've always quoted us. Well, the exit velocity, that's why we want to blah, 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 blah. Shut up with the exit velocity. The exit velocity is just getting to the double play quicker because he's bouncing it harder. Unbelievable. If I was building this lineup, first of all, I would give Eli White the opportunity to play second base tonight. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. If I was building that lineup tonight, of the players we have on the, because first of all, Travis would be out there. I'm not doing back-to-back nights with Sean Murphy. What are you, nuts? Anyways, but of what we have right here, if you're telling me these are the only guys I could start, okay. Number 1, I am taking Jorge Soler and I'm putting him in the 5 hole behind Olson. I'm taking Murphy and I'm throwing his ass all the way down to the 8 spot. And then you could go a couple of different ways. Tonight's starter, I don't believe I have the numbers yet. Let me see. I'll double check real quick. Do I have the numbers on the, let's see, career versus Martinez? Oh, by the way, Murphy's 0 for 4. Great job, guys. All right. I would probably go, just because of the numbers that we're seeing here, Gia Urshela is 1 for 1. Arcia is 0 for 2. What I would probably do, just because I know he's going to give you a good at bat, I would put Gio at the 2 spot. If you're not going to give me Eli White, and obviously Whit Merrifield is not available, then I would put Gio at the 2 spot. I would have Harris, Gio, Marcell, Olson, Soler to back up Olson, Kelnick, so you go lefty, righty, lefty. And then after that, give me Arcia at the 7 spot behind Kelnick at the 6 spot. I would slide Murphy to the 8 spot because I don't want to clog up the base paths when he eventually gets out, or if he does get on. And then Luke Williams would stay down at the 9 spot. This is just unbelievable that they would continue to run that same crappy lineup out there and not change anything. So Lair has been ice cold. Anyways, we move on. I cannot believe that. I guess my pick to click tonight, I mean, the pickings is getting slim, but the pick to click tonight, I guess I'm going to go with Matt Olson. He is 4 for 13 lifetime. He has a couple of dingers off of the starting pitcher tonight, although you probably won't see him many times. But Martinez, give me Matt Olson to click, and give me Charlie Morton to take care of the Reds. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves to win this in just a slobber knocker. Until I see something, I see a better trend. I can't keep going with these ridiculously high scores. What was the one yesterday? 4-3. I'll go Braves win it 3-2. I can't continue to believe that this offense, the way it's currently standing, and I would really like to see Ozuna. By the way, Ozuna's got good numbers against Nick Martinez as well. If you're looking for someone to click, he's 4 for 8 against Martinez. But I'm going to go Olson just because. What the hell? Why not? It's probably not wise. The wisest move is probably if you're looking at doing like DFS bets or something like that, I would probably go with Ozuna because they're probably going to pitch around Olson because Murphy's sitting there on deck waiting to hit into a double play. Yeah, Beef says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's exactly right. I mean, there's just hell at this point. If you told me they took all 9 players written on a piece of paper and pull it out of the damn hat, I would be fine with that. Something to change. It's just night after night after night, but they've got to start fighting for these at bats. I don't want to see these 1-pitch, 2-pitch at bats where they're giving away. If you're sitting in your wheelhouse, meaning most hitters center in, most hitters, especially left-handed hitters, down. Some right-handers like it up, whatever. But you have your sweet spot. And if you get something you can handle in your sweet spot, I'm fine with it. If you're going to unload. Because you don't know how many good pitches you're going to get. But if your sweet spot for like Michael Harris likes the ball down and in. Most left-handers do. Don't swing at a fastball out and over, outside and high on the first pitch of the count. Or when you're up 1-0. Or if you're up 2-1. Make them pitch to you. When you get to the 2 strikes, quit holding the bat. We've seen way too many backwards Ks. All right, guys, I think I'm going to jam out of here. Good seeing everybody. Please smash the like. Please share the show. We want to get these numbers up so we can keep this out under the paywall. But like I said, we've got more things coming for the Country Club. Got some stuff. And by the way, this week, Country Club, you got to be a Country Club member. We're going to open up the Cover Country show to everybody. But if you're a Country Club member, you're going to be able to play in the Survivor pool. And so we'll explain all that on Saturday, but a Survivor pool, most people know what it is. In the NFL, you pick a team to win, and once you pick that team, you can't pick them again. So if you're going to play, you got to be there for the show to make your pick. And we're going to tell you what time that the survivor pickers are going to come in. But we're going to do the survivor picks, and we've got a pretty cool gift pack that we're going to give it away. And if we do it a couple of times, anyways, it begins this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. We're going to do the survivor picks here on Braves Country Radio, but it'll be the Cover Country show. And once again, you're going to have to be a club member to play, but that should be a lot of fun. We were going to start it this week, and there was a damn problem with it's too long to get into, but there was a problem, so I just said screw it. We'll start it next week. It'll be fine, and I think a lot of people would be happy because I'm sure a bunch of people probably would have taken the Cincinnati Bengals, and oh, what a disaster that was. We'll see you tonight. 6:40 first pitch. I'm only doing a few innings until everyone starts getting off and meeting up with me for my birthday. It will start over on Braves Country Radio on YouTube, and then once I take off, we're closing the YouTube that part, and the rest of it will be on the Cover Country Radio. So there you have it. We'll see you on at 6:40 tonight. First pitch. We'll come on the air about 6:20, and have a great one, Braves Country. Can we get a crooked number tonight? Can we get a crooked number on the board? Can we quit scraping out one run?
You're in Braves Country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. It's not. I won't be here long tonight, guys. I got plans. I'm sure most of y'all have already heard, but it's my birthday and I'm hanging out with the family. But I probably a few innings, and then we're switching it over to Cover Country. We've pinned the name of the channel, Cover Country, at the top of this chat. And before we take off, we're going to put the link to the actual game itself in the chat. But the short of it is, this game was not originally supposed to be played tonight. And it is a remake, a makeup game, and a reboot. It's a reboot of a game that was supposed to be played. And so when we made plans to hang out on this day, we're like, all right, it's perfect. I'm actually off on my birthday. This is awesome. Normally, if it fell on my birthday, we just put it on another day off. Well, then this happened. Mother Nature happened. So we weren't going to change the plans. We couldn't change the plans. It's what we're planning on doing. So anyways, the short of it is, I'm going to give you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves for a couple innings. I mean, that's essentially 2, 3, maybe 3 innings. And then I'm expecting to get the call. And once I get the call, I assume that it will be going to the showers, and once again, we'll move it over. So here we go again. Let's do the roll call.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. We are just about set. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1 will get the actual 3D kicking here in a minute. Righty to steer. Pitch down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Braves tonight. Sean Murphy behind the plate. The 1-1 pops it up high in the sky. Can of corn over by first. Drifting over just before the outfield, grassed in right field. Making the catch is Matt Olson. 1 away. One down. Talked about this in the pregame show, but I still cannot believe that they continue to put Sean Murphy at the number 5 spot. First pitch on the way to Ellie De La Cruz is a swing and a miss, strike. It's 0-1. De La Cruz batting .261 on the year. Nicknamed the Unicorn. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, curveball down and in. 0-2. Oh-2 count. Righty, lefty, Charlie brings it. Curveball misses down and in, 1-2. Very close to that back foot that Charlie is known to hit on these left-handed hitters. You hate seeing him flirt with that with 2 strikes, but that is his game. Infield is back into the right. The 1-2. 97 way outside wide. 2-2. A 2-2 count. Top of the first inning, 23 home runs, 65 RBI. The pitch. Caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 96 kissing the black on the inside, 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Stevenson to the plate. Stevenson, righty, pops it up high in the sky. So it looks like we're going to get a 1-2-3 inning if Luke Williams makes the catch. He does over at second and shallow right, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Let's get it, Braves country. Your Atlanta Braves. We'll grab the bats when we come back.
Brian, could you do me a favor and pull up your calendar so we can see a time that would work best for everybody?
Yeah, I'm pretty booked next week.
Okay, well, I am too. So, but I do have some time between 9 and 10 on Tuesday, and then I can actually do Wednesday between 12 and 3 if that.
Brian, is this your personal calendar or your work calendar?
Well, it's my work calendar, but there's some...
Do you have a pre-planned excuse for running late on Monday? The excuse was traffic and we work from home, so I don't... Amanda, you said 12 to 3 on Wednesday. I have an opening at 2.
So 2 p.m. I have nap time, but I guess I could push that back.
That's definitely not a priority for the workday.
Oh.
So 2 o'clock on Wednesday, we'll pencil that in.
I actually have nap time then too.
Tony Gwynn had more 4-hit games in his career than he did multi-strikeout games. The Detroit Tigers are undefeated in games where they play a guy in all 9 positions in one game. Despite not missing a game for almost 17 years, Cal Ripken Jr. never played in 162 games more than 3 seasons in a row. The 2017 season was the first MLB season since 1886 that didn't feature either Connie Mack or Vin Scully. The New York Yankees have more World Series championships than seasons below 500. Cincinnati Reds center fielder Cesar Geronimo was a 3,000 strikeout victim of both Nolan Ryan and Bob Gibson. Joe DiMaggio only had 8 more strikeouts than he did home runs in his career. In the last 105 years, the Chicago White Sox have won just 3 playoff series, all of which came in 2005. Andres Galarraga had more stolen bases in his career than Roberto Clemente.
Armchair.
In the locker room before the 154th game of the season, with the Yankees only 1 win away from the pennant, and Maris 2 home runs short of Babe Ruth's record, he broke down. His manager, Ralph Houck, consoled him in his office. If I can help win the game with a bunt, he asked, do you mind if I bunted? It wouldn't make me look bad, would it? Houck replied, no, it would make you a bigger man than ever.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Michael Harris II digs in to face Martinez, righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way, right there at the knees. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Harris batting .244 on the year. Kicks and fires. 92 out wide. 1-1. 1-1 count. Harris with a 645 OPS. Pitch brings it, swings, pops it down the right field line. Foul, 1-2. Harris, 9 home runs, 35 RBI. Braves, Reds, a 1-game series, so to speak. The 1-2 in the dirt. Change up, 2-2. Atlanta heads to Washington for a weird 2-game series, two-game road trip next. So a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on the changeup. Went away. One down. Jorge Soler, batting .239 on the year, digs in. Kicks and brings it. Swing, pops it up, can of corn. 1 pitch, 1 out, or 1 pitch, 2nd out. Not what you want to see from Soler. Quickly 2 away. So that'll leave it up to Marcell Ozuna. 6 pitches into the inning, and he's going to feel like he's got to take some pitches. And this is one of the problems with the offense, is that there's no discipline other than guys, maybe 2 or 3 guys right now? First pitch on the way to Zoo. Outside wide. Called for a strike. Terrible strike call. 0-1. David Rackley is the who playing umpire tonight. So good grief. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. We saw Rackley not too long ago, and he calls wide zones, typically bottom of the zone, and typically away from the batter. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. I was reading up on umpires and their tendencies, and they say that typically when guys like Rackley have that tendency of down and away, it's because where they're setting up, they really just don't see the plate well. The 2-1 count. Martinez brings it. Outside wide, 3-1. So that one almost the exact same spot, just a little higher, and you notice he called it a ball. The one down below that, I think it still shows up on your screen, is called a strike. The 3-1, right down the pipe, 3-2. I think that's a pitch that Ozuna probably swings at. But Ozuna is very aware of the fact that we need to eat pitches. The payoff pitch, pops it back foul. Do it again. So the point being made on those 2 strikes, if you're looking at your screen on the outer part of the plate, one's a little lower. It's because of where Rackley is setting up at. He doesn't really see that part. It's almost like he's guessing the payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So Marcell Ozuna, it can be done. Work yourself on a board. I mean, Ozuna, at this point, I think Ozuna needs to be the damn hitting coach. Let's be honest. Make Travis d'Arnaud the manager and Ozuna the hitting coach. Matt Olson digs in. First pitch on the way, 90 miles an hour, down below the knees. Called for a low strike, 0-1. Where it's shown on your screen, put it about 2 inches lower, that's where it really hit. The 0-1. Martinez fires. Swing. That ball's rifled into center field. That's down for a base hit. We got 2 on, 2 out. And Sean Murphy coming to the plate. The good news, Braves country, he can't hit into a double play, so there's that. Hard hit ball right up the middle. For folks who may just be joining, We're going to take you to about the third inning, somewhere in that neighborhood, and then I've got previous plans. We'll be jumping over to Cover Country Radio. The first pitch on the way to Murphy is right there for a strike. It's on one. The information's pinned at the top of the chat, and we'll put the link to the actual game right before we jump off. The 0-1 swung on, chop foul, 0-2. That's for folks who want to follow along with the chat. So an 0-2 count. When we made these original plans, this game was not on the Braves schedule. This is a makeup game from a rainout against the Reds earlier back in June. The 0-2 to Smurf. Inside high, 1-2. I'll tell you what, thank you, Goat. I'll tell you what really, no other word for it, it sucks for the Braves, is that with this should have been the day off. If you think about getting a team rest as the 1-2 pitch, swung on, chop foul, just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. We would have had today off, a 2-game series in Washington, and Thursday off. 2 games in 1 week, which is enormous this time of year. Instead, we're having to play this game because of the bad luck with Mother Nature. The 1-2 to Murphy, 20th pitch of the inning, down and away, 2-2. They check down the line, but first base umpire Larry Vanover says he did not go around. He's probably mumbling to himself, why are you even checking down here, Rackley? That wasn't even close to being needed. Braves nothing, Reds nothing. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to third where he loves to go. It'll be an easy 5-3 put out. Bad throw. Terrible throw by Marte, but the first baseman, France, stays with it. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves Country.
So here's what I think you should do. You should write letters to all of the people in your life who have wronged you, but who you don't want to have in your life anymore, and then throw them in the fire and burn them. Okay, but what do I do with the letter?
What would you say is your #1 holiday film that you have to watch every year?
My favorite holiday film, you know what? It's got to be Elf. Because once again, Jon Favreau, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and Will Ferrell just knocking it out the park.
Could have said your own movie.
Do I have a Christmas movie? Which one is mine? Oh, The Holiday! Obviously The Holiday. Nancy Meyers, genius. Let's do this.
We're baseball players. I'm going to buy a brand new wood bat, take one swing, and it's going to snap. We're baseball players. I spend more time warming up than I actually do playing catch. We're baseball players. We're all addicted to caffeine. We're baseball players. I'm going to overthrow you in catch play and say, that's my bad. But in reality, don't care. We're baseball players. We wear Oakleys everywhere we go because how are you going to know I'm raw at baseball? We're baseball players. I'm going to go down looking on 3 pitches, and when the dugout asks how the pitcher was, I'm going to say he sucks. We're baseball players. I'm going to bring a fresh bag of seeds to the game, and they're going to be gone by the end. We're baseball players. We're going to reference the movie Benchwarmers anytime we get a chance.
What are you doing?
Eating day-old donuts. My friend Terrence, he's the manager. He leaves them out back for me.
Why?
It's called eating your feelings, ass bag. Mom's going to walk into the bus till I'm 40, all right?
If you ever want to break into Randy Johnson's house, you might want to think again. When being interviewed about gun violence in 1995, Johnson was quoted as saying, "I don't own a gun, but I keep a bag of baseballs near our bed. If someone breaks in, they better be wearing a batting helmet because I'm going to throw at their head."
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening. Roll call a little bit late. Good evening, the Beeve. Country Club member, Daniel. Good evening, Justin. Brian Andrews, Country Club member. Goat, Country Club member. John, Gary, AY, Country Club member. First pitch on the way is from Morton. 4-seam fastball out wide. It's 0-1. Good evening, Antoine. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. Change up. 0-2. Lost my place here for a second. Underwater. Got Brian Andrews, Country Club member. Cushwell. Grateful, Country Club member. Good evening. The 0-2. Down and in. There goes that curveball hitting the every single time he's got an 0-2 or 1-2 count on a batter when he hits someone, and he just gifted Friedel. I'm not going to miss that about Charlie Morton. Charlie's pitched really well recently, but, I mean, it's just unbelievable. He has been doing that since he's come over to the Braves. You would think, after all the hit-by pitches that he has had, that he would stop doing that with lefties. Set up a little further out away, whatever you got to do. But it's time after time again. Good evening, Billy Sanford, Country Club member. Edward Spry, Country Club member. First pitch on the way. That ball's going to get dripped down the line. That's going to be a extra base. That is trouble. Soler very slow to get to it because he is slow. The throw comes to the plate. Bad throw, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati. So Friedel hobbled around. The run given up. The runner given away by Charlie Morton after a 0-2 count quickly strikes. That was an awful throw. Looking at that replay, I mean, honestly, he probably should have hit the cutoff man. I don't know if they would have gotten him, but it would have gotten a much better chance. In fact, Matt Olson was trying to leap for it to cut it off because the ball was going so far off the plate. But Braves trail 1-0, top of the second. Thank you, Edward. Pushing buttons. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 1-1. Thank you, JJ. So a 1-1 count. If I've missed anybody, I do apologize. It moves kind of quickly while I'm trying to watch the other screen. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul. 1-2. Santiago Espinal, the batter, righty-righty matchup. You like to stop the bleeding here just because the Braves have had such a hard time scoring runs. We can keep them to 1. You would take this as a win. The 1-2. Curveball. Good Lord, nowhere near the plate. 2-2. That's probably about where he threw that last pitch that hit Friedel. Difference was Santiago was in the other box. A 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swung on, that ball's leaping catch over by third base by babyface Gio. 1 away. That ball was smoked. That was a great defensive play by Gio. That ball didn't get up as high as I thought at first, but he did have to jump up to get there. That ball was hit so hard. First pitch on the way to Fraley is hammered down the line. Foul. It's 0-1. That's a big out, number 1. Now you can't play the get him over, get him in. Do you want to keep an eye on the runner at second? Make sure he's not trying to take third. Time out one of those curveballs from Charlie, the 0-1. Right there at the knees, 95, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. I think I said thank you on Edward. The 0-2. Brings it. Down and in, 1-2. Reds 1, Braves nothing. Fraley batting .273. The over-under tonight, by the way, was like 8.5. I haven't seen it that high for the Braves in a long time. I can't believe it was that high. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, 2 away. That that curveball that he hits the left-handers with is the number one reason why I would rather see Schwellenbach in the playoffs. Because I remember a few years ago, trying to remember, I think it was the year we won the World Series, but nonetheless, he started a game. Yeah, it was. And is the first pitch on the way, 95, just misses below the knees to Rosario. It's 1-0. Ahmed Rosario batting .289. Cincinnati picked him up on waivers. Man, we could have used him at the time. The 1-0 down and away, 2-0. Dodgers traded for him from Tampa Bay and then DFA'd him shortly after. So a 2-0 count. Runner at second, 2 outs. Kicks and fires. Swung on, pops it back, 2-1. I remember when he was dry. I was a little shocked that he was DFA'd, but the main thing was I was just hoping against hope that we were going to be able to grab him. And, of course, it goes by your record, and he did not fall very far as the Reds grabbed him. The 2-1. Slice back foul, 2-2. Runner at second, 2 outs, top of the second. The 2-2 deuces wild here in Braves country. Curveball down and away, 3-2. Charlie Morton, this will be his 28th pitch, so he's okay on that front. The payoff pitch. Curveball chopped over towards third. Good play by Gio. Had to leap to his feet and fire it over to first. Rosario runs really well. He'll beat out the play. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. But Gio Urshela saved a run there. That ball was smoked on the left-hand side, and he was able to corral it. But by the time he got to his feet, Rosario was only a step or so away from first. Pretty good effort by Gio, but it'll be runners on the corners and 2 outs now. Marte, the number 9 hitter, comes to the plate. First pitch on the way. Curveball looked like he went around. He did. It's 0-1. Nolvi Marte, batting .199 with 4 home runs, 15 RBI. He might be someone that's going to give us an error tonight because that was a terrible throw he made to end the inning in the first. The 0-1, curve at the knees, 0-2. And he just kind of lollygagged the throw, and it soft hopped to first. Anybody but Murphy is going to beat that out, but it handcuffed the first baseman, and he almost had problems. The 0-2 down and away. Murphy fires it over to first as Rosario was bouncing back and forth. I think Rosario was trying to bait Murphy into getting Rosario caught in between, but Murphy was smart enough not to fall for the first front, because if you throw it down to second, that's when the runner at third is going to take off. It's a delayed double steal. Morton flips it over to first to try to catch Rosario's hand in the cookie jar. Do it again. And that was a close play. The Reds know that Braves are... I think teams are playing the Braves differently now with their offensive problems that we've had. Runner goes. Curveball down and away. Murphy fakes the throw down to second. It'll be a stolen base for Rosario. And now you got 2 on, 2 out, runners at second and third. And a 2-2 count to the number 9 hitter, Marte. So really painting yourself in a corner here. The 2-2. Big pitcher for Charlie. Do not want to give one up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the Hot cheese right down the plate. We'll be back in a flash. Braves grab the bats. Let's get some runs, Braves country.
Ever since I joined TikTok, I can't even walk down the street without someone recognizing me from my videos.
You suck!
You see my tatas through my shirt? Mind ya, biz.
I think I speak for just about every heterosexual male. If I can see your tatas through your shirt, I'm going to stare because they're out there.
A lot of people have asked me to react to the Olympic Australian breakdancing. Oh, I'll be the first to admit that I don't fully understand a lot of the flopping about that she's doing here. Oh, I may not understand it, but I sure as wouldn't be able to do it. Not without pulling a hamstring or having a panic attack. She is at the Olympics, and I am sat at home. A fat. A lot of people are saying this shouldn't be in the Olympics, but we need this kind of weird in the Olympics. It spices it up. There's only so many times I can watch people run a slightly different number of meters. It gets boring. And what the f*** are you doing with your life? Criticizing somebody in the Olympics. You're probably only watching this video because you ran out of Candy Crush energy points. You go to put your bins out and within seconds you're mouth breathing and thinking about ordering a more ergonomic office chair because your back hurts. So shut up and watch it.
Lou Brock, who was playing his first All-Star game.
I'd never been in an All-Star game ever, and I decided to come to the ballpark early so that you could look like you know what you're doing. And I got to the ballpark by 10 o'clock in the day, walked in, asked one of the clubhouse kid if he'd get me a Coca-Cola. The kid came back, and he said, by the way, my name is Tom Seaver.
Seaver, a future Hall of Famer, was a 22-year-old rookie pitcher for the New York Mets, and in his first All-Star appearance, he would prove to be unhittable. But the star of the game for the National League would be Cuban-born Tony Perez of the Cincinnati Reds, who won the game with a homer in the 15th inning.
Ball and Perez rips into it for a long drive to left field. It's gone!
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Kelnick is right there on the outer cut for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Martinez kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Got him with the four-seam fastball on the outer edge. Kelnick, 15 home runs, 44 RBI, a 689 OPS. Batting .234 on the year. You know, I saw someone write up about how big of a disappointment Kelnick's been. He's kind of been what you expected him to be, though. The 0-2 swung on, pops it up high into left field, shallow, coming in, making the catch. F7 in your scorecard, one away. When he came to the Braves, I remember everyone saying if he could hit above 225, but somewhere close to 250, an OPS somewhere near 700, and about 20 home runs, you would take it. And he's hitting just below 700 on the OPS. He's got 15 home runs, and remember, he's not playing every day. So he definitely would have had 20 by now. And I feel like if he were playing every day, he's probably hitting a little better than the 234. First pitch for Urshela is popped up high, back behind home plate. Thankfully, that'll bend back into the crowd. It's 0-1. I don't know if the guy writing had just had unrealistic expectations or if he just forgot. But Jared Kelnick was not being brought over thinking he was the next Ken Griffey Jr., even if he was coming from Seattle. The 0-1 to Gio. Nervous Nelly, as I like to call Martinez, kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. I don't know if y'all can see it on the 3D, but he rocks back and forth obsessively before he throws. And it'll almost make you seasick watching it. The 1-1. Swing, pops it up into right field. Deep, but not deep enough. Drifting back, making the catch just before the warning track is the right fielder, Fraley, 2 down. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Reds. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Braves. The first pitch on the way to Arcia is popped up back behind home plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, kicks and fires. Change up down and away, 1-1. If Arcia can get on, Luke Williams stands on deck. Be nice to at least clear the number 9 hitter. The 1-1. Up high misses, 2-1. So we start the survivor pool for the country club members. That begins this Saturday for country cover country, which comes on Saturdays 8:30 to 10. The 2-1, right there at the knees, 2-2. Two count. Lando Arcia. The pitch. Swing! That ball's hit hard over to third, but it's going to be a 5-3 putout to end the inning. Hard hit ball by Arcia. They were guarding the lines, or that's extra bases. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. 1-0 Reds your score.
Where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Oh, okay.
You ever been to Texas?
I haven't been there, but I heard I should go. I heard everything's bigger in Texas.
I'd love to disappoint you.
Record me.
I'm not, dude.
No, don't.
I'm
I saw
not.
you
I'm recording me.
I saw you. Don't
I'm
point that
doing that.
camera at me.
I truly wasn't, dude.
You don't want to
I
know
truly
what's going to
wasn't.
happen to you.
I promise.
Okay, don't.
I promise.
Look, you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Don't.
I did not.
Don't
give you
do that.
permission I did
Don't
not
do
give
that.
you permission.
No,
I'll
no,
whoop
no.
your ass, son. I'll whoop your.
Why would I record you with your New Balances
I'll put my
on?
New Balance in your ass. I will.
Those ain't even new.
I swear
They ain't
to God,
got
I
no
will.
balance. Those
Little
are old
boy.
stumbles. What are you?
Little boy.
Don't come over here.
Little boy,
I wasn't recording you.
What are you gonna do?
I would rather be
What are you
chill.
gonna do? Get out the car then.
I would rather be chill.
Get out the car.
Don't
I'm saying
do
get
it.
out the car.
Don't do it.
Damn, you big as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, I
Why
am.
you
I'm
so-
very big.
God, you big as hell.
I'm very
boy.
big.
I was playing.
Don't want these Gokus, dude.
Maris pulled himself together and slammed number 59 in the third inning. The Yankees clinched the pennant. On September 26th, Maris hit his 60th, tying Babe Ruth. Then, for 3 games, nothing.
Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Holy cow, he did it. 61 to Maris. Another standing ovation for Roger Maris.
His teammates would not let him back into the dugout until he acknowledged the applause. Roger Maris played for 7 more seasons, never hit as well again, suffered his own debilitating injuries, and was never forgiven for out-hitting the game's greatest hero.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Charlie Morton is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Steer, the batter, Cincinnati's leadoff hitter. Righty, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch on the way. Curveball in the dirt. 2-1. The 2-1. Swung on, chopped over towards short. Arcia's got it. Magic Kingdom fires it over to first. 6-3 put out. 1 away. Good defensive play by Arcia. That ball was smoked over to that side, by the way. And he just all in one motion grabbed it and just whiffed it over there. I really wish you could just DH Arcia. He's so fun to watch defensively. First pitch on the way to Ellie De La Cruz. It's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Down and in. 1-1. Might have been a generous curveball. We'll take it. Want to make sure you keep Ellie off the bases. He can be a nightmare once he gets on. The 1-1 to De La Cruz. Swing, pops it back foul, 1-2. De La Cruz struck out his first time up. Standing on deck is Stevenson. Friedel in the hole. The 1-2. Charlie brings it. Caught, looking, strike 3. Got him! Backwards K, 2 away. Frozen with that curveball. That's just one of those ones Ellie couldn't pull the trigger on. First pitch on the way. Right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 1-0. Oh, 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1. Righty kicks and brings it. Down and away, 1-1. One count. Charlie Morton, 44th pitch of the night. Swing and a miss. Hot cheese up top. The 1-2 from Charlie. Fires it. Curveball in the dirt, 2-2. Reds 1, Braves nothing. The 2-2. Chop foul. We'll do it again. Charlie Morton, 47 pitches. Stevenson stands out of the box. Digs back in. The 2-2 from Morton. 95 just misses high and wide. I mean, just missed the box. Full count. The payoff pitch. Caught, looking, strike the curve at the knees. Go grab some pine, Stevenson. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves will grab the bats. Let's get some runs. God dog it.
For the love of God, tell me I am not the only person that keeps up with their town's arrest page on Facebook. You know that page that posts the mug shots and their charges and stuff for everybody that you know in the town you live in? If you want to know what your community is like, check out that page. Not really the people that got arrested, but the comments on those posts. See, on ours, there's one guy that turned every one of them into a smash or pass. It's great. I look forward to those comments. Then there's the women that get arrested, and if they look even a little bit decent, there's all her friends comment and say, "Slay! You look so good, your mugshot's so pretty. Tell her to get her together. She just got busted with 4 pounds of meth." Not to mention the creepy guys. It's like, "I'm on my way with bail money. I can fix her." Boy, you can't fix your damn hair. Shut up. Then you got the dudes talking about, "Free my homie. Your boy is awaiting trial for murder." What do you mean, free my homie? Keep him in there. Keep him. We don't want him.
The Mets ended their first season with a record of 40 wins and 120 losses. The worst record in the 20th century. They would stay in the cellar for 5 more seasons, but they consistently drew more fans than the New York Yankees.
An amazing thing happened, which was that New York took this losing team to its bosom. Everybody thinks New York only cares about champions, but we cared about the Mets. And I remember going to some games in June that year, and they were getting walloped. They were getting horribly beaten. But the crowds came out to the Polo Grounds in great numbers. People brought horns and blew these horns. And after a while, I realized that this was probably antimatter to the Yankees that were across the river and had won so long. And Winning is not a whole lot of fun if it goes on. But the Mets were human, and that horn I began to realize was blowing for me, because there's more Met than Yankee in all of us. What we experience day to day in our lives is there's much more losing than winning.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. This is the last inning that we will be doing the play-by-play. Like I said before, we've got prior plans, and I just got a text, and they're about to head this way. So we're going to bring you this last half inning and then turn it over to the chat on the Cover Country channel. First pitch on the way to Williams. Is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Luke Williams batting .211. The 1-0. Swung on, popped back foul, 1-1. That feed, by the way, they told me is already running, so you can flip over there now and still catch this same thing. So a 1-1 count, or you can wait till the end of the inning. Pitch on the way. 92 just misses wide, 2-1. Luke Williams batting .211, 4 RBI. That may not sound impressive, but Luke, honestly, it's kind of a hot streak for him. The 2-1, pops it up, coming over, making the catch in right field. Once again, Rayleigh went away. Luke, before that at bat, had been hitting .250 in his last 7 games, .280 in his last 15 games, so much higher than when he first started playing every day. He was hitting around 159, I think is what the number was. I still would like to see them give Eli White a chance to play second base. And then if you get the lead, is the first pitch on the way to Harris is popped up over to Ellie. Easy out, 1 pitch out. I mean, Harris does way too many of those to be a leadoff hitter, 2 away. You know, so they're showing a replay of Soler getting mad and slamming one of the tablets that they have in the dugout. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is right down the pipe. It's 0-1. And that kind of behavior and the stuff that's going on with Arce where he's slamming the bat, I'm sorry, but losers do that. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. That's the kind of junk you get on losing teams. When teams are playing well and they're doing well, you don't get all the tantrums because they're trying to they're trying to relay that they're much better than what they're doing. We get that. But with slamming tablets and bats and everything, it becomes contagious, and you never see that from great teams. The 1-2 misses high, 2-2. Just feel like someone's got to step in and go, what are we doing, guys? Two to Soler. On deck is Ozuna. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, he'll go back to the dugout and slam another tablet. It's the tablet's fault. We'll be back in a flash. The chat is going over to Cover Country, and we are going off the air. Have a great night, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for the full game, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Got to spend time with the family on the birthday. Have a great one.